we're going to give you our mix of the top 5. There are only 5.
Only 5, yeah.
But
so
the best parts of the 5 soundtracks.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's soundtrack. Soundtrack. All right, review time. Okay, cool.
All right. So, what'd you guys think?
Before reviewing the soundtrack, we had like a little conversation, and one name that came up for us
was
John Williams. So the soundtrack is good. We gave it a very generous score, I think.
Yeah.
However, the big elephant in the room, perpetually trumpeting, is the fact that it's kind of cliched.
It's one of, I mean, not one of the most cliche soundtracks I've ever heard.
Not by any stretch of the imagination. No.
I mean, whoever composed the soundtrack is obviously very creative, and has had some tracks on there that are really good, like Licked in Chican.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, we're not...
Here, let me peruse my notes, which are lurking down here. Something along the lines of, Lichun Schatten or something. I don't know. But
yeah.
Obviously a creative person. The 4th track, which is, I forget what it's called, I pronounce it I'm Drunken, is, it has some cool sounds. One sound is kind of like, it reminds me of a deflating clown, if that's a sound. Like, that's actually pretty similar.
It was included in the review.
It's in our mix.
It's included in the mix.
There's a sound that sounds like a screeching bus, so those all sound really good, but it sounds a lot like Star Wars, too.
There's some parts where just the choir comes in.
Yeah. Which sound weirdly familiar, like strong deja vu. And once again, there's a reason that these sounds are cliched, because they sound great. And so it's a good soundtrack. It's just sometimes you'll be listening to it and you'll be like, I think I've heard this sound before, and you probably have, somewhere, heard it before. So
the only time I'd give it a pass is if John Williams himself did it. But then John Williams wouldn't be cliche of himself, so if it was John Williams, I wouldn't be griping, probably. So, I feel like this composer has a little bit too much inspiration. It needs to be a little bit more original. But once again, the 5th track, I mean,
Fifth track is phenomenal. That is our favorite. That's the general consensus here. We say objectively the best track. But I feel like the issue is the composer just sat down and watched too much Star Wars before composing this.
Yeah.
But it's still good. And shall we, in dramatic fashion, reveal our scores?
Yes, we shall.
Alright, so I gave it a 3.
And I gave it a 4.
And so if you mesh those two together...
Without doing any math.
You don't even need to do much math here.
Nope.
3.5.
We gave it a 3.5.
Which I think is not too shabby. That's pretty good.
We're not mad with the soundtrack because it's definitely movie ready. If you watch this, I mean, it's an anime. So if you watch Tokyo Ghoul and you listen to the soundtrack, you're probably going to think someone spent a lot of time and money making this soundtrack because it's beautiful.
It's very invigorating. It's very eerie, which suits the show. Sort of like a Halloween-y Star Wars, almost.
Yeah.
It reminds me of it. Star Wars had a Halloween special. They already had the Christmas specials. No more holiday specials for Star Wars. But if they did, then this will be the soundtrack of the Halloween special.
It's not a poor work by any stretch. It's just we can't, give it an amazing score because
A little cliche, but overall, very strong track, very eerie, and at some point we will do a full review of the full track when it comes out. Alright?
Definitely. Thanks for watching.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back next week with more videos.
Definitely. Have a great day, guys.